This is a video about public records and about something that was reported in the Los Angeles Times the other day, which was that a professor from UCLA named Nicholas Shapiro mentioned that the Los Angeles Police Department has been quietly deleting from its servers public records that it had previously disclosed. And these are important public records. Some of them are related to shootings. Some of them are related to incidents where officers have caused great bodily injury and so forth. There's legal obligations for the LAPD to disclose some of this stuff. And it disclosed it, but, not forever, apparently. And that's interesting to me because I saw the same thing in San Diego in working on a case involving an officer who managed to get in trouble quite a bit, where San Diego had put on its website internal affairs reports related to this officer, some of which were quite damning and had extraordinarily unpleasant body cam footage, only to find later that some of that footage just went missing. It was deleted off their server. And the fact that can occur should be obvious to all of us. If you have a case where something's disclosed as a public record on a server for a police department or a city, grab it, download it immediately, and assume that it might vanish because things change. Just because somebody decided once to post something or to comply with what they thought was the legal requirements of SB 1421 or whatever other public records type law doesn't mean that the next person in that person's position will view the law the same way or weigh the priorities of the agency the same way. Stuff can very well disappear. There used to be this website called, well, there still is this website, but it's not like active the way it was, but there's a website called Cryptome, 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 that is like a repository of every sort of potentially controversial record and many sort of irrelevant and weird tangential records. But the guy who ran that site I thought was wonderful for just accumulating vast quantities, terabytes and terabytes of data put out by public agencies. And we sort of need something like that for all this information that's been put out by law enforcement in California, documenting instances where there's been shootings, where there's been great bodily injury, where there's been sexual misconduct, and the other categories of cases where documents are required to be disclosed. Because as we're seeing in the case of LAPD, perhaps in the case of San Diego as well, the fact that these agencies disclose it once doesn't mean that they view themselves as having an obligation to disclose it in perpetuity. So anyway, stuff can vanish. Make sure you download it quickly. That's all I got to say. Thanks for watching. I hope this was light and shareable and upbeat. And get in touch if you have questions about public records. Peace.